Пані та панове, вітаємо вас у Києві, столиці Євробачення 2017.
Good afternoon, everyone. We very warmly welcome you to this semi-final allocation draw for the Eurovision Song Contest 2017 in Kyiv.
For already 62 years, the Eurovision Song Contest has been inspiring millions of music fans throughout Europe, throughout the whole world. It has produced amazing hits and given us the most spectacular shows. And today we are extremely excited and happy to host this event here in Ukraine, in Kyiv, in May.
As you all know, there will be two semi-finals and one grand final in May, this May in Kyiv. The first semi-final will take place on the 9th of May, the second semi-final on the 11th of May, and the grand final is on the 13th of May.
So, 37 countries are competing, and now we are going to determine which country will compete in which semi-final. Also, we will see how the Mayor of Kyiv will receive the ceremonial keys of the Eurovision Contest host city.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to invite on this stage the Mayor of Kyiv, Mr. Vitaly Klitschko, for welcoming words on behalf of the host city. Please welcome.
Dear guests, I am very happy to welcome you today. Welcome to Kyiv. This is first official event for Eurovision 2017 Song Contest, which we are looking forward and preparing for. It's the second time the capital of Ukraine hosts the contest, and they're delighted to involve this festival and to take active part of preparation for Eurovision. Everyone loves music. I'm sure it can unite the world. Music makes a kinder and excited people. Thanks for Eurasian people from all around the world have opportunity to learn about the culture, test the people from another countries. We're thankful very much to Jamala. Thanks here, the world heard about Ukraine once more and considered its talent, music and soul. Welcome to Kyiv.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for your inspiring words. So, Ukrainian's capital city is honored to host this event, and we wholeheartedly thank to our Jamala for her amazing performance last year in Stockholm that brought this contest here in Kyiv. And let us remember how it was with the next video.
Say, we're not good. 12 points go to Ukraine.
The 12 points from Israel is awarded to the Ukraine.
12 points go to Ukraine.
12 points from Poland go to Ukraine.
Our 12 points go to Ukraine.
It's not enough to pass Ukraine, and we have a new winner of the Eurovision Song Contest 2016. It's Ukraine! Jamalov! Congratulations. Jamalov!
Thank you, Ibra!
Whoa,
Wow.
such an amazing memories. Thank you, Jamala, once again for, I think, one of the best days for Ukraine in previous year. And of course, for the goosebumps, which is still running throughout all the people. Thank you very much, Jamala.
That was amazing. I can see people crying here. Wow.
But we have to back on this stage. By the way, right now, we invite Mr. Yunula Sant, the executive supervisor from the EBU, for the opening speech of the ceremony.
Oh, the mayor's microphone.
You may use that one.
Their mayor, their representatives from Stockholm City, and their ministers, and ladies and gentlemen. It's a great pleasure for me to stand here and welcoming you all to this first event out of Kiev and Ukraine when it comes to Eurovision Song Contest 2017. I will start to give a big thank you to Stockholm for being the host city last year. It was a truly fantastic event put up by the city of Stockholm and our member SVT, the Swedish broadcaster. For me, a memorable song contest with a memorable winner, so thanks a lot. I think Stockholm really showed the best version of itself to Europe and the rest of the world. So tack så mycket. And to the host city, I would like to say it's a great challenge you have now taken on. It's a lot of fun, but it's also a lot of responsibility. More than 1,000 delegates from all over Europe will be here. There will be more than 1,500 journalists staying here to cover every single day news from Kiev, news from the song contest, and news from the country. So this is a great responsibility and also a great opportunity. Kiev is a dynamic place with a rich history and a dynamic future. Ukraine is located between east and west. It is old, it is new, it is tradition, it's modern, and it's a great place to celebrate diversity. Kiev has hosted Eurovision Song Contest back in 2005. I was there. But they also hosted Junior Eurovision Song Contest twice, which we are very proud of. A lot has changed in Kiev, a lot has changed in Europe, and a lot has changed in the world since 2005. But there's something that hasn't changed, and that is the warm hospitality of the people of Kiev and the people of Ukraine. So I would just like to say we have a huge challenge ahead. I'm convinced that we will have 3 great TV shows and a wonderful event in Kiev in May, coming up very shortly. And soon we will see how it will be with the allocation draw. Thanks so much for me. I'm really looking forward to this.
We thank you, Mr. Yonola Sant. Thank you very much for your speech. And now I would like to invite Mrs. Victoria Romanova, the executive producer of the Public Broadcasting Company of Ukraine, to deliver her speech from this stage.
Dear guests, on behalf of the host broadcaster of the Eurovision Song Contest 2017, I would like to thank you for joining this solemn event, the insignia exchange ceremony between the city of Stockholm and the city of Kiev, as well as the allocation draw for the participating broadcasters. I am extremely proud that this event takes place in Kyiv. I remember the remarkable Eurovision week in Stockholm last year. Our delegation accompanied Jamala and hoped for the victory, just as every single delegation. I would like to underline that hosting the Eurovision Song Contest in Ukraine is the great honor for all of us. We do understand what an important cultural event it is. As the host broadcaster, we are preparing carefully for the great shows expecting you in May. We managed to gather a team of the best Ukrainian professionals and strengthen them with European experts from all over Europe. We studied attentively and will use all Eurovision preparation experience and all the best practices. In addition, we are preparing a number of innovations, since every year the Eurovision Song Contest sets show quality standards, and the tradition will continue this year. We are also making every effort not just to prepare a modern, world-class show, but also to impress the viewers with the variety of Ukrainian culture. Even the logo of this year's Eurovision combines modern design and Ukrainian traditions. This is a special pleasure to recognize that this year the Eurovision Song Contest will be hosted by the newly established public service broadcaster of Ukraine. It is our significant victory as well. And once again, on behalf of the organizers of the Eurovision Song Contest 2017, I would like to thank Jamala and the European Broadcasting Union for the honor to host the event in Kyiv, Ukraine. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Victoria, for such an inspiring words. Thank you very much. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special and important moment of today's event. Right now, I'd like to welcome here on this stage the President of the City Council of Stockholm, Mrs. Eva-Louise Erlandsson-Slurak, and the Mayor of Kyiv, Mr. Vitaly Klitschko.
And we invite Madam President to deliver her welcoming speech.
This is for
It's
you.
mine.
Mayor Klitschko, Jamala, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to take this opportunity to extend the warmest congratulations from the city of Stockholm to Jamala and Ukraine for winning the 61st Eurovision Song Contest in Stockholm last year. Europe took you to its heart, and the 62nd Eurovision Song Contest also to Ukraine. Also, congratulations to you, Mayor Klitschko, and the city of Kyiv. You have been a fantastic event to make people all over the world come together for the love of music. The Eurovision Song Contest is so much more than a TV show. Besides the value of entertainment, it makes people unite in joy across borders that so many times divide us. Today, we live in a world that more than ever needs to unite because we face common challenges. There is war on our threshold with millions of refugees, and too many lives have been spilled by fundamentalists that do not respect human values. Let us continue to use this magnificent manifestation that is Eurovision Song Contest to come together for love and peace. The Eurovision Song Contest in Stockholm was very successful. Our city sparkled and shone for all the artists, delegations, journalists, viewers, and fans. We are very happy to have been blessed with this opportunity. Now, Kiev will be the focal point for over 200 million viewers, thousands of journalists, and thousands of visitors and fans. And don't forget the fans. They will become fantastic ambassadors for Kiev and Ukraine. I urge you to make the most of that opportunity. This has been a true adventure for Stockholm and a stepping stone for our work to become a world-famous city for events. Now, we aim for the next step, that is to host the Olympic Winter Games and Paralympics of 2026. Thankfully, there will be more time for planning this time. But all adventures must come to an end, and the Eurovision Song Contest is no exception. The key to Stockholm will be attached to the key ring, and Stockholm has marched into history. The memory will live on, and in 1 year's time, Kiev will be marched into Eurovision history. From my heart of Stockholm to you, Mayor Klikov in Kiev, congratulations, and I hope you will have a successful Eurovision Song Contest 2017. Good luck.
Would you be so kind to step behind the microphone?
Once again, your applause, ladies and gentlemen, the historical moment. So, I invite Mr. Vitaly Klitschko for a word about the symbolic mission the whole city is about to take on.
It's not easy to hold the old keys. You have to be good prepared for that.
As you.
What I want to say is thank you very much. Big honor today to hold all keys, and we'll be prepared also the keys from Kiev. The next Eurovision contest, Kiev have received a insignia Eurovision host cities. So, this moment starts a countdown, the beginning of the song contest, which Ukraine hosted in this year. As the mayor of Kiev, I would like to say that Kiev is looking forward and preparing for Eurovision. And all contests will be hosted in highest level. We will do our best to host the guests for Eurovision 2017 with hospitality and warm-heartedness typical for people of Ukraine. To leave only bright impression and warm memories about Kiev, about Ukraine, and more than sure everyone who visits Kiev will be automatically ambassador of our city and explain to another people how beautiful Kiev, how great is Ukraine. To make sure that all foreign guests, we expect over 20,000 people will be see how great, beautiful, clean, green, friendly, and open heart Kiev and Ukraine. I am glad that President of the city of the last year, host city Stockholm, handed me over these symbolic keys. You hosted Eurovision in high level and bright manner. Kiev is ready to pick up this torch. In May, our city, Kyiv, will be capital of music in Europe. We are very happy for that. And let me remind, music unites people, city, countries, and continents. It's very important. It's very important, especially right now, for Kyiv, for Ukraine. Welcome to Kyiv. Welcome to Ukraine. And thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor, Madam President. We kindly ask you to step forward for a couple of photos. Once again, your applause, ladies and gentlemen, for this historical moment.
Thank you once again. And moving on with the talk about Kyiv, I would remind you about the fact that we hosted it back in 2005. And although the city has changed a lot, but it preserved its charm and beauty. And now we would like to share with you the most picturesque and the most catchy and interesting things about our capital city in the next video.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine and the capital of the Eurovision Song Contest 2017.
And this beauty will warmly welcome you here in May.
Yes, and right now we are ready to start the semi-final allocation draw, and I want to introduce you our scrutineers. This afternoon we are fortunate to have here the executive supervisor from the EBU, Mr. Jonola Sant.
Thank you.
The executive producer from the Public Broadcasting Company of Ukraine, Mrs. Victoria Romanova. And the voting supervisor, Mr. Thomas Niedermayer.
Talking about the procedures, you already know 6 countries out of 43 are going directly to the grand final. And now I'm talking about the Big Five and the host country. So these countries are Germany, France, Spain, Italy, and the United Kingdom, and plus the host country, Ukraine. However, they have to broadcast and vote in one of the semifinals.
So the first step of this semi-final allocation draw is to determine which of these 6 pre-qualified countries will air and vote in which semi-final. However, due to a request of the ARD in Germany, which has been approved by the reference group, Germany has already been allocated to the semi-final. So Germany will air live and vote in the second semi-final on the 11th of May 2017.
Since that, I would like Mr. Jonola Sant to confirm this information.
That is correct.
Great. So, in return, I'm giving you the first card of this allocation draw, Germany, so that you clearly understand that we have it, but not in the list with the other envelopes.
Yes, we are ready to start the draw, the crucial moment of the ceremony. Therefore, we decided to give this opportunity to our special, most significant guests, Ruslana and Jamala.
Oh yes, but firstly, I would like to have here Ruslana, whose wild dances inspired Europe in 2004.
Ruslana, please welcome on stage.
Дякую, Віталік, за мікрофон. Я після Євробачення завжди перевіряю, чи сцена міцна. My friends, пані та панове, дуже приємно переживати, звичайно, цей момент вдруге. Everybody thanks to Jamala, me too. I love you. My friends, it's an awesome feeling to host the Eurovision for the second time. 12 years ago, I felt this honor to bring the biggest European Song Contest to Kiev. I can never forget this moment of happiness and triumph which all the Ukrainians shared at the day we released Eurovision Comes to Ukraine. It was a time of rebuilding and reconstruction for our state. And Eurovision 2005 became a celebration for our nation, celebration of winner in struggle for the European country we all dreamed of. We managed to prepare the show which surprised Eurovision fans. We managed to make Eurovision 2005 a warm and unforgettable memory for every guest. It was the first time when Ukraine opened its doors widely to people from all over the world. Many things have changed since that time, but the Ukraine hospitality and our wish to host our friends and supporters with all our heart have never changed. After the revolution of dignity, Kiev has been reconstructed. This peaceful city is an essential part of the Central Europe and a must-see place for those who love traveling. Eurovision 2017 will become a great chance for Europe to rediscover Ukraine. I'm happy and proud to say it again. Eurovision, welcome back to Ukraine!
Well, thank you
you
very much. Please stay with us.
Thank you very much. Stay with us, please. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome here on this stage Jamala, the glorious winner of 2016's contest, which took place at the Globe Arena in Stockholm. Please welcome.
Hi, доброго дня. Thank you so much for your warm words. And I'm really honored to be singer who brought Eurovision to Ukraine. In times when my country needs your support, it's more than important for us to host Eurovision Song Contest. And we are looking forward to welcome all guests here in Ukraine. And I will sing a new song for you in grand final. It's called I Believe in You. And I believe you will fall in love in Kiev. Thank you so much for your support. Eurovision 2017. Welcome to Ukraine. Let's celebrate together.
Woo!
Thank you, Jamala. So, Ruslana, let's come back to the microphone because we have to allocate our Big Five and host country.
To you, I will do my
Germany is already
work.
allocated to the second semifinal. Right now we will make the determine which semifinal will be aired and voted by Italy, France, Spain, the United Kingdom, and of course, Ukraine. Let's start with the country.
So here we have countries. Jamala, please. Ooh. Like this. France.
France. Ruslana, which one do you like? Let's open this envelope. So France will air and vote in the... Show to everybody. Semi-final 2.
So France, semi-final 2. Good start, and we are moving on, and we have here 4 countries more.
Ukraine.
Ukraine will broadcast and vote.
Goes to semi-final 2.
That's it. Ukraine gonna vote and air in the semi-final 2.
Moving on.
Italy.
Italy, buongiorno. Italia, bella.
Italy. Italy gonna air and vote.
Goes to semi-final first.
1. Italy to semi-final 1.
First semi-final. Hard decision.
Spain.
Spain.
Spain. As you can see, we have 2 free places in the first semi-final.
But we have to confirm it.
Semi-final 1.
The first semi-final for Spain.
Spain, the first semi-final, and I'm giving you the last one.
United Kingdom.
The United Kingdom.
The United Kingdom and the last envelope.
Semi-final first.
United Kingdom goes to the first semi-final to air and vote during this semi-final on the 9th of May. Thank you, Jamala. Thank you, Svetlana.
Thank you again. Really, it's our chance to show you new country. Really, the essential part of Europe, modern Ukraine. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Once again, your applause.
Great start. Once again, thank you for our ceremony masters, Jamala and Ruslana.
So, dear friends, now that the 6 pre-qualified countries have been taken care of, let's move on to step 2. And here we have one more change. Due to a request from SRGSSR, which has been approved by the reference group, Switzerland has already been allocated to the second semi-final on the 11th of May 2017. Due to this arrangement, it has also been determined that the first semi-final will have 18 participants and the second semi-final 19 participants. So, and right now I'd like to kindly ask our scrutineers to confirm this information.
Yes, Timur, I can confirm that this is right.
Okay.
Great. So we can move on, and now I would like to pay the maximum of your attention, because here we have 6 bowls, and in every single bowl we have 6 countries. So in a few minutes we are going to decide to allocate which country will compete and perform in which semi-final.
It's important to stress that countries that draw a blue color will start in the first half of the allocated semi-final and have to arrive in Kyiv one day earlier, while the countries with the red color will start in the second half of their respective semi-final and come one day later.
The countries, as you can see, have been put in 6 different bowls, and the decision about which country goes to which bowl has been based on voting patterns from previous years, and in effort to separate nations that often vote for each other in different semi-finals. And the idea, of course, is to increase the excitement of this process and to decrease the predictability of the so-called neighbor voting. And our televoting partner Digame calculated which country should be in which bowl, so we have everything under control here and prepared to start the allocation draw.
So everything is ready, so let's start the draw, and I have an offer to start with the Switzerland, which is already allocated to the second semi-final. Let's find out in which half of it will perform.
And yes, of course, here I have the Switzerland.
And Switzerland gonna perform in the second half of the second semi-final.
Great.
Okay, right now let's come back to the very beginning and start with pot number 1 and the first semi-final.
Oh, great start. So, the first country for the first semi-final is going to be Montenegro.
Montenegro. As I can remember, Slavko Kazelic will represent this country in Kiev in May.
Yes.
And he will do it in the first half of the first semi-final.
First half of the first semi-final.
Montenegro.
Moving on. Here I'm giving you Finland.
Finland. We still remember the band which is called Lordi.
Oh, yes.
This year, we wait here in Kiev for Norma John, and she's gonna perform in the first half of the first semi-final.
First half of the first semi-final, Norway.
Finland.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
That will be correct.
It happened.
Next one.
And the next one is Georgia.
Georgia. Georgia. Tako Gachichiladze
Tako Gachichiladze.
will perform in the first half of the first semi-final.
Georgia, first half of the first semi-final. The next country is coming to you, and it will be Cyprus.
Cyprus. We are waiting here in Kiev for singer Ovik, and he's gonna perform in the second half of the first semi-final.
Great. And now I'm giving you, guess who?
Don't know yet.
Portugal.
Portugal. Welcome back to the Eurovision family, Portugal. And we are waiting for you in the first half of the first semi-final.
And the last of this very first row, for the first semi-final, I'm giving you Belgium.
Belgium.
Oh,
And
for
the
today,
youngest.
Yes, the youngest performer. Oh, I'm not leaving.
For this day, Miss Blanche gonna perform in the first half of the first semi-final. So, let's continue with the second semi-final. Let's find out first 6 countries, except Switzerland, of course, for the second semi-final.
Yeah. Can't wait to do it. So, here we go with the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia,
Oh,
the longest one.
The country with the longest name will be represented by Jana Burčevska in the first half of the second semi-final.
The next one is Estonia.
Estonia, we are waiting for you in the second half of the second semi-final.
Second half of the second semi-final, Estonia. The next one is
Pot number 3.
pot number 3, yes. Everything is under control, and it is Israel.
Israel. Great. Israel, second half of the second semi-final for you.
Second half of the second semi-final for Israel.
Next one.
And I'm giving you Bulgaria.
Bulgaria. Welcome to the second semi-final. And also second half of the second semi-final.
Second half of the second semi-final. Something is telling me that you are doing... Okay, Malta.
Malta. Malta hosted the Junior Eurovision last year. It was a great performance and great stage and great audience. And first half in the second semi-final for you.
first half of the second semi-final for Malta. And the last one in this row is going to be the Netherlands.
The Netherlands. Three sisters from the Netherlands, Lisa, Amy,
and unpronounceable name of the song, actually.
Jean, for you, first half of the second semi-final. Let's come back to the first semi-final and the second round of the drawing procedure.
I'm ready to do that, and I'm giving you Slovenia.
So, Slovenia gonna perform in the second half of the first semi-final.
Second half of the first semi-final, Slovenia. Okay.
Next country.
Woo. So, and here we go with Sweden.
Sweden!
Whee!
Very important country for us.
Really?
Because Jamala won in Sweden. And for you, first half of the first semi-final.
First half of the first semi-final for Sweden. The next one is going to be Armenia.
Armenia. Artsvik from Armenia will perform in the second half of this first semi-final.
Second half of the first semi-final. Okay. I'm giving you now Moldova.
Moldova. Moldova. And the second half of the first semi-final for you.
La, la, la. Ooh. So, Czech Republic.
Czech Republic. Czech Republic. Second half of the first semi-final. The last country in this row for the first semi-final.
And I'm giving you Latvia.
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 Latvia gonna perform in the second half of the first semi-final.
Second half of the first semi-final for Latvia.
Yes. Okay, and now we move into the second semi-final and the second row of the drawing procedure.
Oh, yes.
Let's start from the beginning.
Let's start from the beginning. And I'm giving you Serbia.
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 We still remember your glorious Molitva. And waiting for something extraordinary in this year also. First half of the second semi-final for Serbia.
First half of the second semi-final for Serbia. Moving on, I'm giving you Denmark.
Denmark. The hosting country of Eurovision 2014 will perform in the first half of the second semi-final.
First half of the second semi-final, Denmark. Here we go with Russia.
Russia. First half of the second semi-final for you.
First half of the second semi-final for Russia. And now, Romania.
Romania also, welcome back to the Eurovision family. Hope nothing will change your plans to perform in Kyiv. And for you, the first half of the second semi-final.
First half of the second semi-final for Romania. Moving on, I'm giving you... Oh. That's a bit complicated, actually. San Marino.
San Marino. Please welcome to the second half of the second semi-final. And pot number 6.
And yes, the last but not least,
For this,
here we go with Lithuania.
Lithuania. Lithuania and the second half of the second semi-final for you.
Second half of the second semi-final for Lithuania.
That's it for this row. Nika,
Yes.
please come back to the very beginning. Let's start once
Oh,
again.
yeah, I'm doing my
And
morning
let's do it
cardio.
with the first semi-final.
Okay, here we go. Albania.
Albania. Singer Lindita will represent this country in the first half of the first semi-final.
First half of the first semi-final. Hard decision. And Iceland.
Iceland. And the second half of the first semi-final.
Be careful.
Once again. Yes, second half of the first semi-final.
Well, hands are shaking during this process. It's such a complicated thing with this. Azerbaijan.
Azerbaijan. Diana Gajieva will represent this country in the first half of the first semi-final.
First half of the first semi-final.
Next one.
Giving you Greece.
Greece. You know, before we allocate Greece to the first semi-final, dear friends, do you remember the Eurovision 2005 in Kyiv? Do you remember that that year the winner was Helena Paparizou?
Oh,
Yep.
yes.
So you know that today is the birthday of Helena Paparizou. Let's congratulate her. Happy birthday, Helena!
But still this year, Demi is coming,
Yes,
if I'm not
but
mistaken.
right now we have to allocate Demi to the first semi-final. Second half of the first semi-final.
Second half of the first semi-final for Greece.
Two more countries for the first semi-final.
Yep. And the first one of them will be Australia.
Australia. Waiting for you in Ukraine. They'll have to travel about 15,000 kilometers to reach the destination here in Kyiv.
For the first time in its history, actually, yeah?
In Ukraine?
For the third time. No, not
Third time.
Ukraine, but the compete.
And for you, the first half of the first semi-final, Australia. And the last country, who is going to be? Ireland or Poland?
Ooh.
Poland.
Poland.
Poland. Our football brothers from Euro 2012 will perform in second half of the first semi-final.
Second half of the first semi-final. Proszę bardzo, Poland.
So we've done with the first semi-final. Let's do the same with the second. 6 more countries.
And the last row.
Yeah.
Oh. And I'm giving you Croatia.
Croatia. Second half of the second semi-final for you.
Second half of the second semi-final for Croatia, and I'm giving you right now Norway.
Norway. The motherland of our executive supervisor from the EBU.
Be careful.
Second half is okay.
Okay?
I guess so.
Second
you
half
say so.
of the second semi-final for Norway. Next one.
The next one will be Belarus.
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 This year, Belarus will be represented by Navi Band, which will, for the first time in Eurovision history, perform in Belarusian language in the second half of the second semi-final.
Dun, dun, dun. Hungary.
Hungary. And first half of the second semi-final for Hungary.
First half of the second semi-final for Hungary.
2 more countries.
very unpredictable situation here is coming, and Austria.
Austria, the hosting country of Eurovision 2015, will be in the first half of the second semi-final. The last one.
The last but not least, I'm giving you Ireland.
Ireland, the most successful country in Eurovision history, but your last victory dated back in 1996. Oh, Brendan Murray, do your best in the first half of the second semi-final. So, there we have the results, dear friends. 18 countries will compete in the first semi-final and 19 countries in the second.
And let's take a look to the allocation draw that we have on the screen. We have it already full of the two semi-finals.
Yes, so we have completed the draw. Welcome to Kyiv, dear participants of the Eurovision Song Contest 2017.
And we invite our scrutineers for their final remark, whether we did our best or not.
I think you did great up there. It was a perfectly done draw. It is complicated. It is a little tricky, but I think you did great. We have two semi-finals now, and a good mix of broadcasters and countries coming in there to compete for a place in the final, and it will be very, very exciting.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So now we all have to wait for 97 days before the big event, and all participants have a great deal of work to do to be ready. We are so much looking forward to the 9th of May, and everyone is going to have a fantastic time in Kyiv. We sincerely welcome you to Ukraine and can't wait to see you for the two semi-finals and one grand final of the Eurovision Song Contest 2017.
Thank you everyone for your dedication. Thank you very much, and we're welcoming you here in Kyiv in May. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.